Good evening, everyone. My name is Janelle Weekly. I am the manager of Arizona State Museum's photographic collections and your host tonight. I want to welcome you to this program coming to you from the Arizona State Museum on the campus of the University of Arizona. Both are situated on land that has always been home to Indigenous peoples. Today, the greater Tucson area is home to the O'odham and Pasquayaqui. Tonight's talk is the last in a series presented in conjunction with Arizona State Museum's Light Handlers, Indigenous Photographers in the Southwest, which is now on display and is up through July 20th. Now let's meet our speaker. Sam Minkler is an associate professor of photography in the School of Communications at Northern Arizona University. Minkler grew up near Tonalea, Arizona. He was immersed in the traditions of his family and isolated from the Western world. He holds a deep appreciation for Diné culture and its values, which continue to shape his academic and personal journeys. Sam's photography explores the possibilities and discovers new avenues to create beauty. Sam will share with us tonight a celebration of the transformative power of photography and its capacity to contribute to both cultural heritage and the urgent issues of our time. Tonight, we are pleased to have Sam share with you his photography and his stories. Please welcome Sam Minkler.
Yate, my name is Sam Minkler. Sam Minkler in the Shia. Auto na kaidina and the Shla. Auto is a clan bashas chin. What I just said is my name is Sam Minkler, and my clans, my clan is na kaidina, and then my dad's clan is Tlizatlan. And I'm real happy that you all came out and took the time to register and to be here. I just want to share my journey as a photographer with you, particularly one that's rooted in Navajo culture, and I'm from the Western Navajo Agency. Let me see, bring the slide up. And it's just north of the San Francisco Peaks. The process of seeing for me began as a Navajo child. Navajo child, and deeply connected to the natural surroundings that shape my perception of the world. What I aim to convey is this process, the evolution of vision. The evolution of vision and artistic expression is not exclusive to one culture. It resonates worldwide among visual artists worldwide. My early years were spent in this is one of my students. These are two of my students. And my early years were spent in a Navajo environment and away from mainstream America culture, providing me with unique perspective. However, abrupt change occurred due to tuberculosis. I have this, this is one of my lessons that I teach. So at NAU, so I teach product photography as well as portrait photography and landscape and black and white photography. I also teach a class in experimental photography, and I even teach kids how to do platinum palladium printing. So light's real important. So we have an incident highlight. It's like on a car bumper. That's what would be shining in your eyes brightly. And it's usually centered in the center of the highlight area. Then we have a core that's circled, that kind of encircles this ball here, the sphere. And then there's a shadow side and a cast shadow side. And what I don't have labeled is the background. Anyway, that's kind of what I do. So, however, an abrupt change occurred to tuberculosis, leading me back to the influence of and introduced me to American society. Despite this, this is actually, I'll have to stop and explain. This is I actually am still on contract with the New York Times. Whenever they need a photograph now and then, I went and shot this in South Dakota one year, and also worked for other like The Guardian. I did a series of photographs for them. And I have this photograph. It's the Tuba City Hospital. And I wasn't born there. My aunt, she just recently was 102 years old. And I always thought, I took this picture, I had this picture, and they said that she told me, you weren't born there, you were born on the way there. So I probably was born somewhere like way somewhere in the sticks, somewhere on the reservation. I'm real proud of that. It just made me feel like I don't know, like like I'm from a last era, where people weren't born in the hospital. So let me go to the next slide here. And despite this, the foundation, my upbringing rooted me in the traditional Navajo way of life. In this dynamic context, that I picked up the tool that would allow me to articulate and express my creative being. As we delve into the influence of photography in my education and worldview, from intimate moments captured at home to broader exposures in major magazines during the late 1950s and 60s. And so what I meant by that is really like, I used to run to the library all the time and look at Life magazine. I mean, I wouldn't really necessarily read textbooks, but I would look through Life magazine and all the other, like Look magazine, Newsweek, all that different magazines that used to be. And this is my grandfather, and then my grandma, and the little guy is holding me. It's actually me. So I thought she was holding me by my ears. I used to tell people I have a picture of my grandma holding me by my ears. But anyway, so the evolution established a demand for more precision, affecting not only the aesthetics of art, but also permeating into every aspects of life, from housing, basic utility items to automobiles. That's how much what I saw, in Life magazine, all the ads and just all the glamour, all the events that were happening just worldwide, just the news and everything used to be brought in a magazine. The role of let's see, move this forward. That's them. That's how we were. We only had horses and wagons and saddles and ropes, and all of that was really important. And we used to just live in a tent. And this is my mom, and she's probably the main influence on my photography. Photography serves as a powerful tool illustrating personal choices, particularly for Native Americans, and playing a critical role in addressing global challenges such as, climate change. I skipped something or doing this. Anyway, there I am again with my little sister. So I was real lucky. Somebody in the family had a camera, and this looks like it was a square format. And I remember we used to take the wagon or horses and go down to the trading post, and we'd always anticipate the developed prints from Kodak that used to come in the mail. And this is also shows you know let me see how many. In our current era, the photography is not merely a medium for personal creativity. It's become a vital instrument for social change. It excites me to see the witness and flow of current and technical advances, exploring the possibilities and discovering new avenues for creating beauty and preserving beauty and memories as we navigate that intricate relationship between art and society. We celebrate the transformative power of photography and its capacity to contribute to both cultural heritage and the urgent issues of our time. So I'm really proud of this, because when I was older, maybe like about 8 or something, I was in a tent like that and had a hole in it. And my grandparents were loading up a barrel of water and and um, the whole projected a camera obscura. So on the opposite side of the wall, the tent was dark. So I was actually in a camera with this little hole, and it inverted the image on the opposite wall, and then I could see my grandparents upside down. So, I don't know, man. That maybe just it was meant to be, So, and this is me, my uncle holding me, and my my grandma combing my grandpa's hair, and my mom. This photograph by Dan Butnick. It's a really famous photographer. Sorry about the bad picture, but my mom's the second one in there, and she's resisting, against the governments of Navajo, Hopi, the federal government, BIA, all that. So, and you've probably seen this. So from now on, it's a little bit more informal. I'm not gonna read that, and because we have a lot to do. This is my sister, my dad's, and I sometimes do commercial work, and this is we did this for her. I shot this for her to promote her products. You've probably seen this all over. I see it all over the country, and I guess my family, we always had livestock. We had cattle, horses, sheep, and dogs and cats. So this is a print that was featured in the Gorman Museum in UC Davis. Recently, they bought it from me. This is my dad, my Sam Boone, and that's Teresa and Virginia's dad that you saw in her picture earlier. This is my father-in-law. He was Acoma. I mean, like in-law, yeah. So it's just a portrait, I like to take pictures of real things, not so much it's always glamorous, but just how it really is, like going out to get wood and building, and there's no gas, you just turn on, no conveniences, no electricity, nothing. It's just raw fire and resources. And I mentioned that an abrupt thing happened to me, and that I too was stricken with tuberculosis, and as early, and I was sent to Boulder, Colorado. My mom got stricken with that too. She got sent to Oklahoma, and this is my uncle's spouse, and I guess they used to take these type of pictures back then. And I actually learned photography in New York. Someone gave me a camera when I was a little kid. I managed to get to go to New York. I went to the World's Fair, and somebody gave me a camera, and I took pictures of the world's the pavilions. And they told me that when I brought the pictures back, they said, "Let's see," they said they didn't believe that I took the pictures. So the best compliment for me is like, "You didn't take this picture." So being a photographer, especially like in Northern Arizona and the West, you got to get out on the road. You can't, if you want to make photographs and you go see events, and you just got to travel. And it's a lot of miles. I drive a lot of miles each year, and I love it, And this is my Ansel Adams wannabe picture. It's a zone system. I was trying to practice the zone system. It's in Yosemite, this picture. And I guess the road had just opened, and I drove through there. So this is, there was a young lady. She was in a movie and called Turquoise Rose, and she said, "Hey, Minkler, I want you to take a picture of my aunt. She's she's kind of despondent about she's hearing the news that they want to take all the water from the Little Colorado River and I guess like export it to Arizona and Colorado and Las Vegas and all those places. So this is mainly she's not really, it's just mainly a symbol, So that's how we did this. And it just mainly just a statement of a woman standing up for Native rights. So this is interesting. This guy, I saw him in Kayenta, and I uh, I said, wow, I want to photograph this guy, but I lost him. He said, I said, what's your name? He just said, John Ning. And I go, what? John Ning. I couldn't understand it. And finally, like I asked around. I asked about this man, and I showed pictures in Kayenta, and said, oh, that guy, he lives way out by Monument Valley. So I got there, I drove a Prius there. I can't believe it. I drove a Prius there. I used to just have a Prius, and I found him, and I was like, I want to take a picture, but this is not good enough. This is outside. It's not good enough. Too much light. It's too flat. And so then I thought, well, I'm going to take him inside. Even this, I saw that rim on the hat. I was like, oh, I got to do something with that. And that's a shirt, a purple shirt. I really didn't want that purple shirt, but it's the only Navajo style shirt that he had on. And he put on all that stuff. And so he dressed up for me. And so I told him to the bridle there, he put that on too, and I told him to put it on, and I still wasn't happy with this. So then I came up with this, and I have two of these. This one it shows the belt, that concho belt there, and the jewelry, and you can see the rugs in the back, and this is inside a hogan. This is made by it's cedar wood, and the vertical columns encircle the hogan, and then it's the concentral logs dome up the hogan, and the light's coming from the chimney and rim lighting. I saw that from that first picture, and I thought, I'm gonna stand him there and I rim and get that, so that's what happened. And this is a different version of it. So I really love this because look it's a man's job of sewing. It's funny, like, and then it shows a towel on the back. I could have edited all that out, but I just really love this picture, and it's probably one of my, I don't know, best pictures ever. And that's my daughter, just kind of she's all grown now. And I don't know, this is a little bit of action. I was trying to uh, you know, um, just trying to practice, but it's too centered. I don't sell this. I don't really show it, but I just want to show, I really love horses as, and I wanted to try to get this. And I was driving, trying to shoot. It's kind of dangerous. And I usually go to the Babbitt coat sale out north a little bit on Highway 89 North. So that's where that is. This is out by Delcon, Arizona, in the snow. And I love the snow. I mean, the sun coming back through there, it's backlit. And I met a French photographer one time, who said, backlight things. So I don't always have to have a flat light. And this was my lucky shot, man. Actually, the horses were standing the other way. I was coming back from Navajo Tribal Fair, and it had rained a lot, and there was kind of monsoon season. And I just I got out, and all of a sudden the lead horse turned around and wanted to get, because the water is goes a further distance. This is like getting out of the water as fast as he could. So I'm really lucky. This one sells, I usually go around, and I love this sound. I always try to like compose and like juxtaposition form and spacing, and all the ways to make it successful and everything. So that's what this is. This is my cat, Desi. He's a pretty wild guy, but I just like the composition, like. And I saw this and I thought, Desi, get up here, and so, and it's just a kind of a, around here, the monsoon season, it's so beautiful, the clouds and all that. And actually, again, I learned photography in New York. So I went to the World's Fair and when I shot that. So I always uh, I actually try to find places to shoot just iconic things. Again, my sister, you've probably seen that a little bit out of order here, but that's okay. But she sells these. If you see that, I took that picture of her, and this was one that she wanted just another promotional shot. This, and I did this for her. So, oh wow, this is probably one of my favorite of all my really good best friend girlfriend. We went to um, back east to it was an opening in Minneapolis, and at the Minneapolis Institute of Art, that's where they hung this there, and I actually I showed you that picture of the highway, remember? And that's how it was. I was laying in bed one time. I really wanted to go to like a to photograph him like that, like Dan Israel, that old man. If you just lay there and think about it, you just if you don't get up and go do it. And one day I said, "Damn, I'm gonna go to Wyoming," and I drove all the way to Wyoming, and I got here as the last race, almost the last race, and I got this picture. I'm so lucky. I can't believe how lucky I am. And this is kind of playing with Photoshop, that's one really cool tool of photography now is the use of Photoshop. And I just love this photograph. I think I'm a real artist when I look at this. And that's just the horse culture, horse racing it's a green team. Horses painted green, and the face is green. There'll be the other guys will have red, and they'll be red and everything. The teams, and there's someone just kind of like before the race, kind of just getting the horse acclimated to the track and everything. I'm sure just getting practice. And this girl's blessing the horse. You can see the blessing there of the horse. Not only is it groomed and washed and all of that, this it's like addressing the spirit and the well-being of the horse. I love this picture, man. Like, what a bunch of characters, man. And the horse on the side there. I just love this photograph. It's like these are the teams that one of these is a rider, one catches the horse, one moves the other horse out of the way. So that's the whole team. And then the horse, they're just kind of waiting for them. So when I went to this big event, I didn't go to the rest of the rodeo area. I just went down Midway where all the natives were, and I just hung out there. And each little horse set of people, they fed me, and I go to the next one, and they would feed me again. It was so much fun. This is so funny because I was going out on Highway 89 North, and I had my Prius, and I drove up to this little water thing that the horses drink water. There's about, I don't know, there's probably like 6, 8 horses there. And these horses were like, "What are you driving? This is not a Mustang. What the heck? Where's your truck? You're an Indian. How do you haul hay in this thing?" And they were looking inside like that and like little kids. And this horse was like coming over to me, kept following me around. And so I thought, oh man, I'd love to I'd lay down, I'd lay down. I was hoping he'd walk over me. I was going to catch a hoof. I wanted a hoof like swinging up, what? And he started doing that. And he did that for, I don't know, 5 minutes. And so it's funny. So, like me as I don't always like to shoot iconic landscapes. Like this is how if I were herding sheep or if I were looking for horses or if I was out there, this is what I would see. I mean, this is beautiful to me, and it's near Page, towards kind of going towards the Navajo Mountain by Inscription House. I just love just how it is. It just reminds me. And my daughter and I, we went to this is a panoramic. I stitched this. It's actually about 4 photographs, and and I use the computer to make it this panoramic. I I uh, I learned that from my students, and I actually am at school to learn from my students. They know so much more than I do, it seems like. Anyway, this is the little Colorado River. And this is what that lady was fighting for. She doesn't want all this water to be given away and wasted in, different places and everything. But this is the little Colorado River. And this is White House ruins at Canyon de Chelly. It's really beautiful. I remember going here when I was in boarding school. They took us on a field trip here, and they bused us here, and we had sandwiches and all the cool stuff that you get on a field trip. So it's just really cool. I jumped the fence. I'm not supposed to be on the side of the thing. You usually see it from the other side, but from that side, I took it from this side because I actually had to Photoshop a few things out. So Photoshop is always necessary, for me, like, getting the, sharpen things and bringing up shadows and, you could like change one pixel even if you have to. I was just lucky, man. I'm just such a lucky man, and I was out there going toward the page and I took this photograph and I I'm just lucky. Always lucky. I'm lucky. And this is overdone. It's Photoshop, just overdoing it. I love doing that too. Like everybody says, you overdid it. You're Photoshop. I don't care, like if a painter paints like really wild, they don't say, oh, you overdid it. I'm a photographer, I'm an artist too. And this is just, kind of just the thunderstorms. And this is coming back from Black Mesa. Actually, I used to live way on top of that mesa, and we have to drive up there. It's really hard to get up there and haul water and everything. And like these big barrels of water to go to the trading post. But we're lucky we get water on the rocks. And sometimes we scoop up water and harvest water there when I was little. And this is my kind of abstract, it's landscape photography, and it's just, I don't know. You don't have to have everything defined for you all the time, it's just the beauty of how the earth is formed and how it folds, and it's just like maybe that's an evolution of a shark or something. This is out of focus, but it's just like trying to compose. I didn't want to blow it up more because it's way out of focus. But I'm always like looking at how am I going to position that. I've seen, oh, this is overshot, this thing. And so you got to always try to, how do I make it different? How am I going to make it simple? How do I work the shadows and everything? And I took my little granddaughter to this thing, and oh, she scared me. Oh my God, she's an Indian kid, man. She was like a little goat. I kept going, oh man, she got me so nervous. And and I knew that I was gonna make this into like a moonlit scene. It's actually during the day. It's done with Photoshop too. So it's so much fun, man. Don't take little kids with you to canyons like this. And this is just it's good. It's all right. I need to do it better. This is a long time ago. Some of this I just threw some together. This is trying to compose again. Not a very good composition. It's just I don't think it's good. This is like probably one of my favorites. This is like, I don't know, probably like 16 shots stitched together. And I backed my truck. I opened the back end, I backed up over the edge, and I could sit on the tailgate and shoot this. And I shot this. And this is the Little Colorado River. It's called Tahatso Point. And I call it the Return of the Holy Mist People. It's the holy mist people dancing upstream, you know, and the water's going downstream. And it's an awareness that that natives on the reservation, water's life and everything. I guess there used to be a trail down here a long time ago, but I didn't really want to look for it. Man, this is an aerial photograph I had to shoot for the Guardian magazine. I told the guy, let's fly over, north of Kayenta a little bit and just take a look what it's like from the air. And I did a photo shoot about the power plant, the coal mining at Black Mesa for the Guardian magazine. It's just another same old, same old. This is also stitched together. It's a panoramic. And the kids at NAU, we had a couple of teachers teaching night photography, and I don't know. This is my attempt at night photography. I think I handheld it or something. It looks a little bit blurry, but it's cool. It's just the stars, and it's just you can see movement of the clouds and stuff, and I think I did it with an older camera too. My newer camera would be better. And this is a new technology, the evolution, and it's the little Colorado River. That big canyon you saw earlier? Well, that's the same water that's running through. It comes from the White Mountains. It's a water flows north into from the White Mountains, and it flows north. And this is uh, kind of a water settlement case, and they wanted documentation of a little bit of the communities, and so I have a drone, and I shot this. There's a couple of these. Let's go real fast. And this is also a drone flying low, and we lost the drone. We lost it one of those tamarack things, and luckily we found it. This is just Sedona. There's a road that Schnebly Hill Road. It goes up, and I don't know. This is used to be HDR. I don't know if you guys remember that. I really love doing that in HDR. It just really enhances everything, and you like shoot like different exposures, and then you compress it together, and it's so much fun, man. But I really like this picture. I don't think I ever sold it, but uh, and this is it's just so cool. I love this. This is at Lake Mary. You can see it hopped, I think, twice. You can see the puddle twice, and it's flying off. It's just really beautiful. It's a bit, it's printed really. This is sharp. This one you can print, I don't know, it's probably like 40 by 60 or something like that. And this is a black and white. I use a Hasselblad, and it's of Oak Creek with the water flowing. And it's just kind of I don't know, just playing around black and white film. I love black and white, and I love the larger Hasselblad camera. It's a square format, so it's not like 35 millimeter. So the composing it in square, it's different than what I'm used to. Is the 35 millimeters, a little bit longer. And see, here's an old camera that I bought last weekend. It's a Birkin James 8x10. It needs a new, but so all these cameras have different formats. And this one, you see how big the cloud is compared to the mountain? And that's just amazing. It's just like, oh my God, how powerful nature is. And I love this picture. This is in Maine. It's a Nibble Lighthouse. And if you look, the actual print, you can see water splashing up. I stopped the action. At the same time, I blurred it too, so I don't know. I lucked out. And it's printed kind of goldish color. And this is, I don't know. I just like, it's just beautiful, to see. I just love this picture, the motion and just throwing that stick and having that dog run and get it. And, it's, my, and this is just like all the I guess visually, this is everywhere. And I used to see this all the time when I was younger. And like I just like how it's composed, like each there's like three sections kind of. And like the rocks have three sections kind of, and there's the figures are in each of those three sections. And I don't know. This is just playing around with composition and trying to get that calf in the right position with the windmill, the direction thing over it, and just the diagonal lines, the circular, just all the elements of just arranging things, and yet still leaving the sky big and having it as a background. And this is a good transition. Like I love getting dangerous, like getting right down there with these bulls and rodeo and stuff. And this is another composition thing. It's a really cool boot. And I saw the guy and I thought, damn, I was going to follow this guy around. I don't know, he's going to ride eventually. And I saw this but then I ended up with this shot. And it's way, 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 way better. He's it's called Indian 8-second ride or something like that. I forgot the name of that. But I like selling this. This sells for me a lot too. And it's a bull rider. He's waiting for the bull to move over, and he's going to drop that bell and cinch in and ride. And just the boots, man. People like Navajos always say, "Yeah, I remember they used to sell those at Navajo Arts and Crafts. You could get your initial on them and everything. You could order them." And that's just having fun. Like I love being like being where I'm not supposed to be. And because if you're where you're supposed to be, you're not gonna get something like this. So you gotta like just be a little bit aggressive sometimes, and just be willing to get kicked out, and then get kicked out and just go back again. This is my friend Jones Benali, and yeah, no, I just really like him, and it's actually the background is actually I changed it in Photoshop. I selected the background and it's actually one photograph. It's not two photographs, and I photographed him. We hang out. We used to hang out together, and that's my uncle. And if you look at the brochure, whatever the thing for this show, that's my uncle George Babbitt. He was an Iwo Jima survivor, or from World War II. I don't know. He's a real cool guy, and I just like this. This is also taken with the Hasselblad, and I just like the depth of field because it goes at an angle. It's sharp, the wood in front, and it goes off into blur so that he's sharp against the blur part. So it's just playing around like that. This is buffalo over there in Taos, New Mexico. Um, I was trying to get in there and break the rules and try to get close, but I was so scared. And then, oh dang man, I put this in wrong. But I have another slide about that buffalo. But this is just cool, like it's always hard to photograph people, you know, in any kind of people, like even modern people, or if you're in Madison, Wisconsin somewhere, you got to try to talk people into like a good frame or how to do it. And I had them open those doors, and man, I should have gone lower, but I just did. I really wanted to respect them. I don't want to do if I had gotten to know them a little bit better, I'd probably made a really cool photograph. But I just did it, and I thought, that's enough, and I'm not going to torture people, or but anyway, this is that got out of sequence. This guy came along, and he came over to me. I said, damn, I'm in trouble. He's had a trouble vehicle, and he said, hey man, you want to get closer to those buffalo? And he told me that he's the war chief. His name's Sam, and we made friends. And now he's a really good friend of mine. And every time I go there, I visit him, or go see him and everything. And so he's a real good friend of mine. And he let me in, but he's no longer the war chief. And I guess he was friends with Barack Obama too. Like he got to know him really good. And that's him, in a Taos outfit. I always love Taos, um, um, the Pueblo people there. And this is like, oh my God, I couldn't believe I this is another place I shouldn't have been, I guess, but I did, and I'm glad I did, because if if you don't do this, yeah, and I don't know, people like say that you shouldn't do that, but yet, like, wow, you gotta preserve it, like you honor it. So that's what I'm doing here, like, and I just like lucked out. Just everything's framed, like the man holding um um you know the gong dancers, and her head's right underneath that. It's framed. It's just framed by the frame of the 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 awning and everything, and the singers are framed there. It's just and his arm and body just kind of draws it in, and he's splashing her with the the pollen like stuff there. And if the real print shows it splashing everywhere, and I guess if it falls, if it drops on you, you don't wipe it off. And it got on my camera, and I was like, cool, man. My camera is blessed, man. Ever since then, I'll bring it back up. And this is just actually I have a better print than this. This is just a little bit overdone. It's just one, I don't know. It's just just composing this guy against the TP. Just where, like, do I go this way, or do I do that, or do I zoom in? Do I back up? It's a constant like movement, horizontal, vertical, all that stuff. So. This is probably like I won first place in Santa Fe. The first time I entered, I won first place, best of division, and that included like drawing, painting, graphic design, photography. I don't know what else it was. I got like, I don't know, 3 ribbons off of this, and oh man, I was like so happy. I was like, and it's called Shawl Dancers, and I just lucked out, and there's some Photoshop there too. And this guy, my son and I, my son lit this for me. He lit it for me. We used a strobe, and it was early morning. And I remember him, like I always wanted to photograph him. I've seen him at Zuni, and he's always traditional. The way he dressed he worked in the store, the Zuni store. Oh my God, Thomas. So I said, man, I'm gonna photograph that, and I have this in my house. It's really huge. Oh, it's down right over there. And it's really big print. It's like, I don't know, it's really, really big. I just love it. And it always reminds me like, like just like stay with it, like stay with the earth, or like stay with the spirit, or something like that. It communicates that to me a little bit. I'm in touch with that, with the I guess that feeling. And this is just trying to like compose again, being respectful and everything. And that's just like again, like depth and color and all of that, it's just like, and focusing and having things blur out. And then this is just trying to get colorful, set powwows. It's really hard to like really get with so much action. How much do you uh, zoom in? How much, when do you stop action? Do you want some blurring? Do you shoot a slow shutter speed and shoot a flash or freeze it? All kinds of stuff. And that's just like commission work that somebody wants pictures. And this is just another one of those things that people want photographs of themselves, and people pay a commission to shoot this. Some of these are like that. And this guy is actually inside at the UNM powwow after Gathering of Nations. And I photographed him, and I was like, wow, what I do with them, because it got the whole um, like sodium lighting and stuff in the background. And so I just like, I had these feathers, and I shot them, and I composed it. There's these flowers were growing outside. I grabbed them, and I shot the sky outside. There's grass I shot in the backyard, and I just kind of composed it. It's over. It's just fun, just playing around. And this too is like actually just playing around with Photoshop. I love Photoshop, man. And this is not Photoshop. It's just turning it black and white. I just like, oh man, I just love these pictures. Again, just trying to do clothing. This is for the Navajo Arts and Crafts, their clothing store. And this is Peter McDonald. He's a former president of the Navajo tribe, controversial kind of, but really a good guy. Oh my God, man. He used to live here in town, and I used to meet with him and, in West Flag and have coffee. And he's a really good guy, man. I love photographing him, and he's so cool about it too. And I shot this in Tuba City. And that's just like another more modern version of our culture, the adaptation, just changes and stuff. So, and then this is just me like uh, at school. I teach portrait photography, so I'm trying to show this is like where examples of how to light, how to light him and like how to like just like do something corporate, commercial, military, I guess, but like just how to get it sharp and good. And native musicians. So there'll be some native, there's Sage Bond. She's a really cool singer. And this guy, oh my God, is in Colorado. I mean, I saw him. I was like, damn, how am I going to get this photograph? What do I do? I'm like, should I, shouldn't I, should I go? Should I turn around? And like, yeah, turn around, go back. And I asked him if I could photograph him, and he let me. It was so cool that I don't know. It's just really valuable to me to be able to photograph people and have them submit to that. And this guy's um, he said, should I throw my cigarette away? And go, no, no, don't throw it away, because that breaks up that black, like that just leads up to you. And like I'm standing in the middle of Van Buren, and there's traffic going all over. I said, let's go out there. And he's tough enough. He went out there and we just like shot. We kind of probably got hit or something, but it's just more contemporary. Again, the Hasselblad. See the notches are like right here on the Hasselblad, the square from it. There's notches right there. That's how you know it's a Hasselblad. And I like shooting full frame, like printing it like the complete picture, including the frame. And that's she's probably the Jingle Dance, the Michael Jordan of Jingle Dance. She's really famous, and she's like, hurry up and get my picture. I had to like, okay, okay, all right. All right. And this guy was like, oh my God, man, I love this guy, man. Um, Dakota, Steve Lorenz's son, and I just really loved him. And he's, anyway, I did this for my friend. He wanted like that mountain in the back. That's where his house is. It's really sacred to him. And he said he wanted his jewelry like on the ground or something. I put a blanket. I go, no, no, no. I'm gonna shoot it where it's off the ground and they're real clear. And so I shot this kind of commercial thing, kind of fun. And this is just for the hell of it, it's like it's kind of a movie idea of these guys going back into time. And if somebody wanted to build a dam way back in the future over Indian land, they would go and take them out. And it was just kind of a movie thing. This is um, Levi Patero. Man, he's like probably like one of our heroes to me. Like he plays guitar, and like I shot this in Las Vegas. He was playing out there. So I don't know. I like doing that too. This is dang, I can't think of these guys' name. He's in a movie. These guys, Derek Miller and damn, I can't. You guys know probably. You can write it up. This is um, um, uh, Billy Bob Thornton and his band. They were in Flagstaff, and I managed to like he let me in like, and I was able to talk to him in a bus and everything, and it was so cool, man, to be able to to shoot this. And I was at a casino, and damn, I ran into this guy, Dwight Yoakam. So that's another picture of him. This is Mato, indigenous. He's a blues guitar player. He's probably like, oh my God, I love photographing this guy. And he's like probably big, like big celeb in Indian country. But he's a celeb just in the blues world too. Like he's really, really good. And this is Keith Secola. I was trying to just make something real modern, and I kind of, with Indian design and just kind of getting it real gritty like and everything. Keith Secola, I don't know if you heard this song called Indian Cars, and he sings that, and pretty cool. And then just like weaving, just making beauty. Uh, and my friend, she I shot a whole series of these for her, and she made a book out of it, and it was published in Bolivia or somewhere, Brazil, yeah, Brazil, and oh my God, so I always shoot for her, and so at NAU I get credit for like a publication kind of thing. So she always gets me that for me, and I photograph it for her, and I know I use it for advancing my career as well. And this is just some jewelry, and like kind of like my style of trying to stylize things and make things so they can sell. My friends Lawrence, Steve, and Marion, they had me shoot these, and that's just it's so funny. This is ribs, greasy ribs, and it's actually like fat and guts wrapped around. There's all kinds of cool food there. And one time I was at I had this picture of and this Navajo lady came by, and she was going like that, blessing herself with the picture, like like it was so good that she knew how good this food was. It was so funny. Again, my friend, am I going backwards? And that's the end. Corvette, just some modern, a lot of, I think, the thing about natives is that we want to participate, in the economy, American economy. We need to make a living just like anyone else, We just need to be able to be given the opportunity to take pictures of corporate things and make a living like that, And so it's really hard sometimes if you just do Indian markets and you just depend on like 2-day shows and stuff. So it's really important to like give Native people and a chance, because there's a lot of talent. If you ever been to Indian market, like in Santa Fe or any of them, the precision, the quality, that I mean, some of the stuff that some natives sell bracelets like for 200,000 nowadays, and we're really good if we always suppress art and everything. Just our ideas, you should, and it, it's that we're very capable people. So hey, that's it right there.
So thank you. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
And I just wanted to comment a little, just one little quick comment for folks, and maybe this is one more question. I just wanted people to know that the title for our exhibition came from Sam. I met him in Santa Fe last summer and loved his work and wanted to buy a piece for the museum. And I asked him if he would write the introduction to the exhibition. And at the time, we didn't have a title. And when Sam sent his introduction to our exhibit, and we were reading the text that he wrote, there was our title, Light Handlers. So do you want to mention how you came up with
Yeah,
that?
I don't know. I just think like we like light is wow really powerful as much as darkness is. So I just think that we handle that, like we can see and understand light and dark, and so the camera we can measure it and we can guess it if you get good at it, and we can see, we label it. We the more you know about light and you know how to handle to make a good picture, and like the type of lighting that you need, where it comes from, and can move and control it. So that's, that's just me, like how I would think about it, like if you build a fire, you handle the light, or like if you have a lighting source, you handle the light.
Mhm. That makes sense. I guess that's pretty much it. And I am so grateful to everyone for showing up. Sam, I'm grateful for all you've done for our exhibit and for showing up for this lecture and giving your talk.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I just kind of want to tell people that George Babbitt's my uncle. You guys bought that print from me, and also
Mhm.
he was in the picture of him with a cowboy hat, and that's my uncle, and it's part of my family. So it means a lot to be proud of my people and Navajos and Native Americans.